Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond, broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Before we start, I want to thank every single one of you for being here. Okay? But I want everybody to stand up and be proud of the best nation in the world, stand with the American flag, and stand up and let's say, Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Underguard, left hand, push. Every color. Order, present, color.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, one is liberty and justice for all. Can we say the Texas pledge? Let's go. Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, let's give a thanks to our
Order, color.
Constable, Mike Villarreal's honor guard. Thank you, Constable.
Lower, color. Forward, forward.
Thank you all. To me, that was amazing. For everybody to stand up, let me sit down. You know, there's a couple of gestures that we are forgetting. And you guys aren't lads anymore. You guys aren't lasses anymore. You all are ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And one thing we're going to be doing right now is understanding a simple gesture, one that's in our arsenal of nonverbal communication and how it's been lost. That is the handshake. What's the importance of a handshake? I want you guys to ponder a little bit. One is respect. One is honor. One is being cordial to one another. One is, I respect your customs, you respect mine. But little by little, that handshake has been dwindling away. But a lot can tell you about a person just by how he shakes his hand. I want you guys, two scenarios, ponder. First scenario is you all are going to go into a job interview with a firm handshake. Ladies, you all can do it. Firm handshake in hand, propelling confidence. And the same scenario on the other side. Who do you think is going to be looked on first? How about if you're a candidate, if you're running for office? Well, the people that I have here, the people that are going to be talking to you, have excelled in their different vocations in practice. Why? Because of respect, being cordial, understanding that we are nice to one another, understanding that to make friends, you need to do what? Extend your hand. I want you guys to also understand one. Look down. to me, he was one of the best boxers that Texas ever made. He understands boxing. He lived it. He can tell you a story a little bit. He became an entrepreneur, has a small business, great, beautiful family. His community loves him. Want every single one of you to give a hand to Delio Baby Red Palacios. Yeah, you can pick it up. Can you hear me? You guys can. Let's test that.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2.
We're gonna touch base on some things that occurred in life and what a handshake means to me. Maybe you guys can take a note. It's, let's go back to we're talking earlier about when the first time I was taking some boxing in Waco, and I had a young lady. She ended up becoming the second of Texas. So none of that. But what happened is that when I was in line, way in registry, I saw his father. His father was talking to his son, and he was telling him something. So I started laughing. Yeah, los soy from Guerrero. Familia. We became friends. But then let's go back.
Before we kind of get going here, I'd like to take a couple of things right now. First of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me over here and then share my experience. And second of all, I want to say happy birthday to my son. It's his birthday thing. True, you really talk about my dad. On a sad note right now, the father just passed away in the month of May. He was already 8 years old. And a lot of the things that my dad talked about and still are not in any books that you could ever read or learn from, right? But my dad was really big on respecting each other. And that comes back to where Paul says, respect starts with a handshake all the time. Once we get that handshake, then we start going. My dad was always very good. He was very big on sports. I was a world-ranked professional boxer, and I was fought with amateur boxing team of the United States. I'd like to also mention my sister also. I have two sisters. One of my sisters was the national baton twirling champion, and then my other sister was a world champion in baton twirling. Okay, so all my family was always very influenced on sport. And a big thing about that was that we had good guidance from our parents. Okay, we had support from them. Okay, and they kind of led us along the way. They showed us, hey, you know what, you could try this and do this and so forth. And we took our own path, and then they helped us all the way through that. Fortunately, I had a good career. My sisters also had a good career. And everything that we learned while we were in this sport, we utilized that in our life. And then all the characteristics that we learned, all the experiences we had, we're bringing them forward now that we're living. And what we try to do now, right, is pass it on to our kids and other.
Every country, whichever country would take us, right? So.
You know, I remember everybody respected
A third of our
you
country.
and people like Donald Berg. I met. I was talking about. And they always respect of Eddie, what he had, and how his fights were. Talk about one of the fights. Talk about the fight that is still in your mind the most. And you can say, you know, this is what I learned. But everything's about moving forward. Whether you won, whether you lost, which was a fight, you can say, you know what, this one.
That's a tough question because every fight's a fight, you know. But I guess maybe one of my most memorable fights would be I had a fight in Las Vegas, ESPN. I was a main event, and I was a main event, and I fought a young man by the name of Keith Stevens. Keith Stevens was already, he was like 25-1 record, 20 knockout. And they said, hey, you know, we're gonna get you a fight with this guy, and we know we'll fight for the North American title. I'm gonna be up in New York City. And I said, okay, you know, I'm ready, right? I was a little bit scared because, you know, after all, he had a great record. He had knocked out almost everybody he fought with, right? But I said, okay, anyway, before the fight, I ended up getting sick, right? But I kept on training, I kept on going. And before the fight, you know, like I said, we were still training, I was still sick. Fight time, Norm came around. And, you know, we were there in the dressing room. And I hadn't gotten over my, the flu that I had, you know. And I just kept telling myself, well, you know what? I said, I prayed to God and I said, you know what, God? Let me make one round at least. Don't let this guy knock me out in the first round. So that was my goal to get that fight. So we got there, we got in the ring, you know, and I was like, hey, God, just let me go around. I don't want to do meetings, you know. So I went through the first round. I did pretty good. And then I said, well, hey, I came back to the corner, there's giving me instructions. And I'm going, hey, God, thank you for letting me take a round. Let me make another round. Let me just get over 2 rounds. So I went out there, second round, I did good. Third round, I did good. Fourth round, I did good. Fifth round, I went out there. I'm still doing good. I come back to the corner, and they're telling me, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that, come forward. And I'm going, God, please, just let me make one more round. At least I'll go out with some respect, you know. And so I go out there again, and I'm doing good. Come the 8th round, we're out there fighting. Boom, 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 boom. I hit him with a shot. I take him to the ropes. They give him an 8 count. Come back, the bell rings. I came back and sat down in my corner. I go, God, I'm gonna kill him, God. Well, thank God, we went 2 more rounds, and I ended up winning the fight. So we can have a little bit of faith in ourselves and in God and keep going and doing the best we can do at all times.
Absolutely. What would you say as going through your training, what kept you motivated? What was it? Discipline? Was it dedication? What was it that kept you pushing forward, striving?
As a kid, when I was a kid, at some point in time, I remember telling myself, I must have been about 6 or 7 or something, well, or maybe a little bit older, I'm not sure. I said to myself, do I want to be president of the United States or a sports athlete, you know? a world champion athlete. And I said, well, you know, I thought about it, I was like, I'm gonna be a world champion athlete. So I took that road, you know, and that's how I got into the sport of boxing, and I followed that.
What would be, for this, because that, we have many athletes out there. And it doesn't matter what sport you do, it's a dedication. It's, you know, for you to be the best, you have to be successful. You have to be, you can't say, I'm just gonna go wing it. There's no winging anything. You have to prepare for it. You know? And if you want to be the best basketball player, you have to be obsessed with basketball. Best cheerleader, best band, best lawyer, best whatever. You have to be obsessed with getting it. And that takes a little click. It's not every day that you have that. What would we say was your that little switch that we switched on for you to say, you know what, now here I am. From going from amateur boxing to the class of boxing that you were and what you've done, it's a lot. And what do you think that little spark was? How was it training? Yeah.
Well, one of the first parts was that was within me, that's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to be world champion in the sport that I played. You know, and then the other part was that I had influence from my dad, who was my trainer and always helped me out. You know, so it was just a drive that I had in me that kept me going forward. You know.
And what was your
in the amateurs, I had might sound like a lot of fights, but it's not. I had a 96, 96 wins and 10 losses. In the amateur, I was ranked number 4 in the United States. I was a Western Olympic trial champion. I was in the United States boxing team, fought against the Hungarians, Czechoslovakia, and I think it was the Russians, and that I wasn't. And I was also one of the Olympic trial participants in 1980. Only 6 people get to try out for the Olympics every 4 years. And in 1980, I was one of them. That was the Western Olympic trials boxing champion.
That's awesome. You know, that is awesome. And, you know, that was a year that, you know, the boycotted.
Back in that year, I'm sure a lot of you don't know about that. The United States boycotted the Olympics that year. We were in conflict with Russia.
And we had a lot of athletes that were tremendous that didn't participate in the Olympics that we had. And it's sad because we were thinking about it. They even say hockey is right back. We got tremendous athletes. The first time I heard about it, Donald Curry. Donald Curry was the first person to tell me, oh, we about that. You know that is? No, but I've heard a lot about it, you know. It was a tremendous thing when we met back then. But one thing I can say is that no matter where I was at, no matter what team I had, no matter what tournament I was at, if I needed somebody to be a second, go up there with me with my boxer, they were right there. And you know, and somebody I could trust, somebody that I knew that if I needed help, they knew me right there. And that all extends to the first hand. You know, here, you know, my name is Buitron. And that's something that everybody, you always have to make right. Shut yourself. Never. We live in a small town. The rate was growing. People in high school then, we see each other now, we see each other more. But if something happens to one of their friends, that's the beauty of and we can't get them. And talk to us about how you left, you started business, taking that energy. You've done tremendous.
Well, another thing was I always wanted to have my own business. Towards the end of my boxing career, your mind starts changing, you start getting a little bit older, you start getting a little bit more experience. Right? And one of the things that I always wanted to do was have my own business. So I slowly, when I finished my boxing career, which was at age 28, I went to college. I graduated with a degree in business and marketing. Okay? And I just kept forward, had a few jobs and so forth. And after about 5 years I had graduated, I decided to open my own business. Right? We have a student in embroidery, and we named it Durachuck, or Durachuck, right? We named it Durachuck because originally I wanted to start a business, a boxing business. We were going to Mexico, and we were making gloves and bringing them over to the United States. And I never forget, I told my dad, what kind of name, what name should I put on my business? I go, I want an English and a Spanish name, right? And we were driving down Carlton. The little Carlton, there was a restaurant, I can't remember, he said, hey, the Juana Dura, for durable and talk in English, talk in English. I said, you know what, I go, that's a great name. I go, Dura Cup. It's both in Spanish and English. Yeah, thanks. And so I put that, and we kept going to the boxing business. But after a while, the boxing business, a little bit difficult to do international business, with very little experience. So we were doing screen printing on the side. So we ended up buying some screen printing machines and embroidery. And so we have a screen printing and embroidery business right now. We do very well. We're serving pretty much the South Texas, pizza of South Texas area.
One, don't want to. And what is one thing you can tell the young men and women?
You gotta have courage and go forward, and never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, 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 ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever give up. Keep going.
I want to thank you.